to the third man region. Kenroy David is in hot pursuit. Will he catch on to it? He used to do track and field. And in the end, he's gotten onto the ball, but not before the batsman crosses for 2 runs. So Nathaniel will go from 2 to 4 on the total to 32 now for the loss of 4. And the 4th over has finally come to an end. So after 4 overs, the total 32. So they are scoring the runs at 8 and over, but they have lost some wickets as well. Wickets falling with the total on 17, 24 and 8 respectively. And the batting team not really getting that opportunity to build partnerships. So here we see, in fact, Descott. He will come in to bowl his 2nd over. And to me, that ability to get the ball to swing back into the right-handed batsman is something that I've never seen before. So he must have been doing some work in the nets, and so far, so good. Passes umpire Stapleton just about now to bowl to Burton. And Burton gets another wide delivery down the onside, swinging away. And the ball has come down to the fine leg boundary. And Kalim Phillip, the one coming off the boundary, prevents the 2nd. So on wide also signal. So 2 runs will be added to the total, which takes it on now to 34. And Nathaniel has 4. With him is Burton, who's yet to get off the mark. Here is Descott as he comes up now to bowl to Nathaniel. Gets a shortish length delivery, a get-off-for-me shot. And the one got on to him a lot quicker than he anticipated. And attempting to pull the ball to the onside, but not having the time, nor the technique to get it away. And he gets another single, which takes him to 5. And the total has pushed on now to 34 for the loss of 4. And this, the 5th over. Descott is on his way now to bowl to Burton. Burton cuts at the ball outside line of the off-stump. Wicketkeeper Damon not really collecting cleanly. And lumbers after the ball. And umpire signal buys. Total will advance by 1 now to, is it 36? 36 for the loss of 4. And the crowd has built up considerably. And good support shown so far for this MAQ Cricket 59. First ever here in St. Maarten. Here is Descott as he comes up now to bowl to Nathaniel. Nathaniel gets another swing and delivery. How didn't that hit the leg stump? Well, probably only the man in heaven can explain that. But the total out to 36 for the loss of 4. And there is a long off, a long on. There's also mid-wicket. And then there is a man out on the cover boundary and a 3rd man. So those are the men on the boundaries. There are no restrictions in this format. And the first ball was a free hit, and only 9 players per side. Here is the Scott now to both of the man outside the line of the off stump. That's a very quick delivery, and brings up the end of over number 5. A very aggressive over so far from Descott, and gets some high fives from his captain saying well done, and he should be proud of his effort so far, Vinod.
Yes, definitely so, Keith. The score 36 for 4 years. If I can just get the bowling figures from my scorer. And the Scotty, the 2 overs, 2 for 14. The Phillips, 2 overs, 2 for 13. The men doing the damage. Nathaniel is there on 5. He is there with Burton on 1. 36 for 4 after 5. It's safe to say that they're on top at this point in time. Continues here, no run on that occasion. Burton trying to go big on that occasion. This time he swings again and he's going to get a single. Daniel Durham. Burton goes to 2. Nathaniel comes in to strike now. Here's Durham. He comes in on bold stem and has another big swing and a miss there from Nathaniel. So Nathaniel is looking to go big. Yeah, it's Durham again. He comes in on bowls and Nathaniel gets one that pitches and spins away from him. He just plays straight, gets it down to backward point where he gets a single. That takes him on to 6. It's now 38 for the loss of 4. Nathaniel from Barbados. He lives in Antigua now. He is now this time looking to pull. That's the 5th wicket, I think. Yes. So the 5th wicket has fallen with a delivery outside the off stump. He was looking to swing it away there, Burton. It took the top part of the bat. It went in the air down to backward point where skipper Kenroy David was positioned, and he took an easy catch. So Daniel Durham strikes, and that's 38 now for the loss of 5 wickets. So the wickets continue here to tumble. Not a good start by the Rhinos. So we have 4 franchises involved here in this tournament. So what they're doing is just jostling for positions. All 4 teams will move into the next phase, which is the semifinals that will be played on Sunday. So they're jostling to see really the interest in this, in the preliminary round will be to see who plays who in the semifinals. So Baptiste, the new man going out, 38 for 5. So Baptiste is going to join Nathaniel. Nathaniel is on 6. There's 1 delivery to go in this over now. Here's Daniel Durham with his final delivery of his first over. Outside the off stump and tucked away on the onside by Nathaniel for 1. So Nathaniel is on to 7, and it's the end of over number 6. The Rhinos, it's safe to say, they're in a serious pot of water here on 39 for 5.
Well, at this stage, they're scoring just over 6 runs and over. And the batsman, of course, Larry Baptiste, is yet to receive his first delivery. And 6 overs gone, another 4. So Larry Baptiste and Nathaniel, who has been there for a while, Nathaniel has 6. And they would just need to maximize the effort. But as I speak, the captain himself, Kenroy David, is marking out his run. And he'll be bowling to Nathaniel, who has had 6 runs so far. And current run rate is, what, just 6.5 runs and over. And they would need to build on that. Nathaniel has 7. Baptiste is yet to get up the mark. And the total 39 for the loss of 5. So David is doing some loosening up exercises. Would want to start bang on target. Nathaniel has been there for a while. And he would need to maximize his effort. 39 for the loss of 5. And of course, you're listening to MAQ Cricket 59 being played here at Carib Ballpark for the very first time. Here is David as he comes up now to bowl. Nathaniel gets a very quick delivery up to the line of the off stump. Wide signal by umpire Spooney. And extras will advance by 1. And the total has advanced by 1 also to 40 for the loss of 5. So these PHILIPSBURG Rhinos has never been allowed to build any partnership of note, and SIMPSON the Pelicans has kept a tight rein on things. Here is Chuck as he comes in out to bowl to the batsman, whip off the pad out towards the backward square boundary, and I think it will go into the boundary now for 4 runs confirmed by the umpire, and the total advances by 4 to 44 for the loss of 5. And Nathaniel, he has gone to 11 and would want to maximize this over in particular. And Kenroy David guilty of sliding the ball into the leg stump of Nathaniel, who said, "Thank you very much. I'll have that for probably lunch and dinner. And away it went for 4 runs. So here is David as he comes into bowl to Nathaniel once more. 45 for the 44 for the loss of 5. David the bowl to the batsman. A very quick delivery. In fact, there could be a chance for a catch. He's out, caught at the wicket. So we see some quick deliveries bowled today, not only from Descott, but here in this over from Kenroy David and also Sherwin Peters. And they have really bowled well. So the total 44 now for the loss of 6. And the PHILIPSBURG Rhinos continuing to lose wickets. So 44 for the loss of 6. And as I speak, the new batsman is making his way into the middle, and this guy has just come to St. Maarten. I think he's from the island of Guyana. Played for the Albion Cricket Club, and from my opinion is a very, very good player. But like I've said, the team doesn't really know of his ability, and I guess after probably having a look at him today, they might think of getting him up the order a bit earlier. But from what I've seen so far, I think he has all the qualities of a very good player. Bowls some medium pace and hits the ball very hard and far as well. So we'll have to wait and see what will be Kenroy David's approach. We are in the... And the batsman will take his guard just about now. 44 for the loss of 6. And Kenroy David so far, 2 balls, no maidens, 5 wickets, 5 runs and 1 wicket. And Daniel Durham, 1 over no maidens, 1 for 3. Here is David as he comes in now to bowl to the batsman. I don't have his name as yet. Here is David as he comes in the bowl to him now, who's driving loose outside the line of the off stump, not making contact. And there is no run. So Latchman, he's not Latchman from India, who would have retired a fairly long time ago. And he was a great player. So if this youngster was named after him, well, you have someone to emulate. So Kenroy David makes his way back to the top of his mark. And the day has turned out to be a fairly nice one so far. The sun not really shining its brilliance all day, but it has been a day where players can be in the field without being dehydrated. Here is David as he comes in out to bowl to Latchman. Latchman is tugging it in the onside, a slow length delivery, and out to Darrell Durham on the mid-wicket boundary, and shy the return back into Damian Williams. And 1 more run to the score, 45 now for the loss of 6. Latchman is off the mark with 1, and we are in the 7th over. After this would be another remaining 3 overs. Total 45 for the loss of 6. And can they get up at least to, I would say, 60 or 70 runs? Well, the PHILIPSBURG Rhinos, they are struggling. David is on his way to bowl to the batsman. Beat outside the line of the off. Some edge found is going to go down to the 3rd man boundary and across the ropes now for 4 runs. So there was no slip in place. And as a result of that, that would have been right down his throat. The ball has gone into the 3rd man boundary for 4 runs, which takes a total out of 49 for the loss of 6. And David so far has yielded some 10 runs. So it's fairly expensive. But he's gotten the wicket of, I think it was Nathaniel, whom he had caught at the wicket for, I would say, some in the region of 6 or 7. Here is David now as he comes up now to bowl to Larry Baptiste. And Larry Baptiste gets the delivery that he whips off the pad out towards backwards clear. There will at least be 1. They are now turning for the 2nd. And in fact, the ball probably would have gone into the boundary for 4 runs. So Kenroy David really guilty in this first over of not bowling the proper line and length that he would have wanted. And as a result, I think some 14 runs has been taken off the over. And the total 53 now for the loss of 6.
Thanks a lot, Keith. So they continue to lose wickets here. 53 for 6. 3 overs to go. At this rate, they will be looking to at least get up to about 85, 90, which is something that they can still try to work with. But their innings has really dovetailed into a similar situation to the MARIGOT Tigers early on today. batting first. So we wait to see. Baptiste is on 8 and Lachman is on 1. Lachman with the number 1011 written on his back. That's a lot of figures there. Remember once asking a friend of mine what was the score, the final score of the LA Lakers, a team that I support. I've been supporting them since the 80s. And they were playing the Boston Celtics, arch rivals back in the day. You'll remember that, Keith. So I asked my friend, what was the score? He said 1011 to 92. And I'm seeing 1011 on Lachman's back. This is hoiked away, down behind square, and there goes Mr. Lachman. Oh my, a lovely slide. I'll give him 0 out of 10 for that dive. And the score goes on now to 54 for the loss of 6. And I definitely won't sign him up for any classes in the ballet. I'll keep him away from the dance as well. Very awkward fall. Let's see what Daniel Durham, a man you'll employ to pick coconuts without a ladder. He's very, very tall indeed. I think he's closing in on 7 there, Kitos. Here he is around the wicket, bowls, and this delivery pushed away on the offside. So you've seen some sensibility. These guys, the deliveries that they can't put away, they're actually still trying to rotate as opposed to going for just big shots. And I think that has been the problem with the Rhinos. They seem to be very preoccupied with the fact that this is a 10-over game, and all the players who went out there were looking to play big shots. Here's Daniel Durham around the wicket. He bowls, and Mr. Lachman swings and gets this one down to third man for 4. It's 4 byes as our scorer, Chelsea Lalman, puts it into the scorebook. It's 59 for the loss of 6. This is over number 8. Daniel Durham, 1 for 5. And over is now he bowls. Lachman is coming to the track. This one long to long off. They take 1 and he's going back for 2. He's very tall as well, Lachman. And that takes the score now on to 61. Is it for 6? Lachman is at 4. Carries a very powerful name in the Hindu religion. Lachman, and probably the Rhinos need. Here's Daniel Durham. He comes in both to Lachman. He's down the track again. This time he hits it hard along the track back to the bowler. So 1 delivery to go. 61 for 6. Runs have been hard to come by. Durham again down the track. Wide long off. They take 1. And that takes the score now to 62 for 6. So it has been very difficult to come by. Haven't given away any free today. They've been very thrifty, very stingy with the runs. Reminds me of a very good friend of mine from India by the name of Sumit Gupta. On that note, I give you Keith Carty.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Vinod. And talking about basketball, the team that I used to support used to be the Bulls. But sadly, I must say, since Michael Jordan retired, I have lost all interest in basketball. So cricket is the only game that I'm affiliated with now. And I don't think I have any aspirations of being affiliated with any other game, but still remains a die-hard cricket fan. So Kenroy David will continue. I think he's very fortunate after yielding some 14 runs from his first over to be given a second. Well, he's the captain. Who's going to take the ball from him, Vinod? So there is a long off, a long on. There's also a man out on the mid-wicket boundary and a man out on the cover fence. And he'll be bowling to Lachman. Lachman, who has some 5 runs so far. And David will make his way to coming to bowl to him. 6-2 for the loss of 6. And David, before this 14 runs from the first over that he's bowled, would want to make amends for that. Laxman isn't going to ease up. Looks around the field and sees that the fielders are with wicket long on, long off, and cover, protecting the boundary. David to bowl to him. He's driving outside the line of the off stump, making no contact. But instead of getting the front foot closer to the line of the ball, he's stepping away. And something that we've seen become so much a part of the modern day batsman, stepping away from the line of the ball, looking to hit it as hard as possible. So through the door has gone that thing about getting your foot close to the pitch of the ball. Here is he now to bowl to Kenroy, to bowl to Laxman once more. And he's looking to go over the top of cover, again with the foot going away from the line of the ball. And through to Williams once more. So the total is 6-2 for the loss of 6. And after this it will be just one more over, so you have at least 1.4 more overs left. David turns in the distance as he comes up now to bowl to Laxman, who has 5. Baptiste has 9. Here is slow delivery, hits up in the air. Will the catch be taken out at cover? In fact, Descartes takes the catch. So Kenroy David does what he has been accustomed of doing, bowling the slower delivery. And more often than not, when he bowls that, the batsman will be somewhat fooled and hit it up in the air, only to see the batsman on his way to the players' pavilion. So another wicket has fallen. The total now on 2 for the loss of 7. Let's in a new player with 53 on his back. So we'll, in fact, that is Nelson Boland from Nevis. So he's in this team more or less as the opening bowler. He can bat well. I've seen him played some aggressive shots there at Connery and St. Kitts. And the Lee was training there. And I think he comes from Government Road area in Nevis. So the total 6-2 for the loss of 7. Wickets falling on 17, 17, 38, 44, 62. So the PHILIPSBURG Rhinos has not been given that opportunity to build on any partnerships. And here is Chuck as he on his way looking for wicket number 8 to bowl to Larry Baptiste. Larry Baptiste is driving outside the line of the off stump. And had he made contact with that in the appropriate manner, might have gone over the top of long off for 6, but that was not to be. Through to the gloves of Damien Williams, who has kept wicket well and is standing quite a distance back. So this track is seemingly playing a lot quicker than it has done in recent times. And the team batting first would need to set a total that would give themselves a realistic chance of defending. They are 6-2 now for the loss of 7 and over number 9. And here is Baptiste taken on the pad as the ball ricocheting offside, where Descartes comes in from cover to do the fielding. And it's 1 run. 6-3 now for the loss of 7. And Kenroy David so far has taken 2 for 14 from 1.5 overs. And he turns in the distance just about now as he prepares to come into bowl to Nelson Boland for the very first time. And Boland would need to find the boundary here. Here is Kenroy David as he comes up now to bowl to Boland. Boland gets a delivery pitch in line with the batsman's toes and has passed between him and the leg stump to end the 9th over. And of course, the Simpson Bay Pelicans, they have kept control of this match so far, and the PHILIPSBURG Rhinos have been unable to really push on. And it's over to Vinod once more.
on the the vendors also, the restaurants, the bars, they all went. Because the in the air, he could he's on 8 weeks. Cricket and that brings revenue. Farhan. Of course, Farhan Ali. Is that Farhan? Number 8. Oh, that was very sure. Farhan Ali. They've only changed shirts because of size. That's not Farhan. No. What was it? That's Farhan. Well, Farhan Ali is out there now. He is at the non-striker's end, and he can hit the ball as well. So at the moment, it's 66 for 8. Farhan Ali from the United States, and last night he and Carlos, our technician from CCUSA's office, they had a very quiet dinner at an Indian restaurant down in Tong that they spoke very highly of. One could safely say they painted the Tong red. 66 for 8. And this is coming towards us. That's a massive blow. It's over the commentary booth. That is one of the biggest sixes we have seen. So Boland hits a massive 6 that takes the score to 72 now for 8. What a shot. 2 balls to go. What a massive blow that one there from Boland. 72 for the loss of 8. 6. Yes, Peters. He's in again. Swing and a miss. 72 for 8. What an offer he made there. I think the next time he makes an offer, he can probably get married. 7 to Boland. MAQ Cricket 59 at his best here. Slow delivery, and that's the experience of Peters. It eludes the wicket keeper. And they're going to go back for two, and he fumbles. They can even get three. It's all happening. There goes Farhan. He's going down the ground, and he gets three. They're going to go for four. Farhan is coming for four. Now he decides to go back. For once there, I thought I was describing a horse race. Score is 75 for 8, and that's the end of the 10 overs. And what an effort by Simpson Bay. But the Rhinos have clawed up to 75. The MARIGOT Tigers got 74. And earlier on today, 75 was what the Eagles got in winning. Now we have another score of 75. So 74, 75, and 75. So when we come back, the good guys from the Rhinos will be chasing 76 to record their first victory at the MAQ Cricket 59. We take a short break. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Faisal Iqbal, Pakistan Test Cricket. I would like to wish MAQ Afzal for US Open Cricket Tournament. I can say I'm so happy that it's happening 10th year, as I was the first one who played in the first tournament in MAQ T20 2008. I would like to wish all the best, and I'm looking forward to play again this year for MAQ team, and inshallah looking forward to see you all. Take care, Allah Hafiz.
Hello everyone, my name is Rizwan Chima, member of Canada's national cricket team. I'm very excited to be taking part in the US Open. Watch me live on MACTV.
ਹੈਲੋ ਆਈ ਐਮ ਸਤਵੀਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਮੈਂ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਜੀ US ਓਪਨ ਕ੍ਰਿਕਟ ਟੂਰਨਾਮੈਂਟ ਪਲੇਇੰਗ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਟੂਰਨਾਮੈਂਟ ਨੂੰ ਵਾਚ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਮੈਕ ਟੀਵੀ ਤੇ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਥੈਂਕਸ ਕਰਦਾ ਮੈਕ ਸਰ ਐਂਡ ਅਰਵਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਖੋਸਾ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਸ ਟੂਰਨਾਮੈਂਟ ਲਈ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਨਵਾਈਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਥੈਂਕਸ ਐਂਡ ਟੇਕ ਕੇਅਰ एवरीवन
Hello, this is Asif Khan and I want to wish all the best to the organizers of the upcoming US Open Cricket Tournament. The top organizer, Mr. MAQ, who has been organizing this tournament for the past 10 years, which itself is a commendable effort. It provides not only the chance to the local players to play with international stars, but also provide the local audience with the knowledge of this beautiful game, cricket. So I wish all the best to the organizers, to Mr. MAQ, to all the players who are participating in this upcoming US Open Cricket Tournament.
Hi everyone, this is Fawad Alam. I'm coming to become a part of US Open Cricket Tournament. You can watch me live on MAC TV.
My name is Erlander Johnson. I'm going to play in the US Open Cricket. Come watch us live on MAC TV. Number one chump back again. See if we can take it 2 times.
US Open, US Open, US Open, US Open, US Open, US Open, US Open.
Zishan Qureshi here. Looking forward to be playing in the US Open. It's going to be a big one. A lot of stars, good cricket. Come out and watch us. See you there.
Hi, this is Shahid Afridi. I want to congratulate Mr. Mike Qureshi for organizing US Open Cricket Tournament. I want to wish all the best to all the teams who are participating in this tournament. Good luck.
Hi guys, this is Jaskaran Malhotra and I would like to congratulate MAQ Qureshi on organizing the US Open tournament, and you can watch all the games live on maqtv.com. Best of luck to every team participating in this tournament. Thank you guys.
Hello everyone, this is Suhail Tanveer. US Cricket opens a great opportunity for the people who lives in USA to play good cricket, competitive cricket, and also watch some international players participating in US Open. So I'm wishing all the very best to Mr. MAQ, who's the owner of the tournament, and also I'm wishing all the very best to every single player who's going to participate in this tournament. Play well guys, and you can watch live action on MAQ TV as well.
Hello everyone, this is Najaf Shah, international cricket player from Pakistan and captain of Somerset Villiers Cricket Club. US Open T20 tournament, one of the biggest events of cricket.
between the PHILIPSBURG Rhinos and, of course, the Simpson Bay Pelicans. So here is bowler from the far end. Comes in fact, he loses his run. Will have to go back to the top of his mark. But the batsman for the Simpson Bay Eagles, Mikhail Louis, and of course, it looks like Kenroy David. And Fahan Ali will pick up the attack from the far end. I remember the last time he bowled to Louis, had him bowl the very first ball that he faced. Will there be an improvement this time around? We'll have to wait and see. So Louis, just back from playing the Leeward Islands tournament for St. Kitts. Of course, they would have placed second in that tournament. And Fahan Ali jumps, goes past the umpire now to bowl to Louis. Louis gets a little bit, and he pulls through mid-wicket. That's gone away for 6 runs. Oh, shortish length delivery. And Fahan Ali not really going to what worked for him the last time. This time pulling down the ball short. And the batsman, Louis, was on the back foot in a hurry. He's a very tall man and struck it over mid-wicket for 6 runs. So the first delivery, a free hit, of course, like Kenal Lewis did when the PHILIPSBURG Rhinos batted here. The Simpson Bay Eagles have dispatched the very first ball to the onside for 6 runs. So that is the Simpson Bay Pelicans. My apologies, of course. So out of the 4 first balls in the matches so far, 3 has gone for 6. There's only, I think it was Tearfield who missed out. Here is Fahan Ali. He comes in out to bowl to the batsman. A quicker delivery over the keeper's head and into the boundary for 4 runs. So here we see another banged in short delivery and climbing high over the head of Baptiste. Probably could have made a better effort than that, but he's by no means a young chicken in this team. And the ball has gone over his head and into the boundary for 4 extra. So 10 for the loss of no wicket, and replying to a target of 75 runs. So they need 76 for victory, does the Simpson Bay Pelicans. So the PHILIPSBURG Rhinos turning the distance is Fahan Ali, as he would want to make an early breakthrough, is on his way to bowl to Louis. In fact, the umpires are going to have a conference. In fact, and so there's a slight hold up in play as umpire Stapleton and umpire Box now converges. And I don't know if this has anything to do with the music we're hearing in the background. And but as I speak, the music, of course, continues to blare out, and just in a matter of minutes, the umpire will go to their respective positions. So Fahan Ali been roughly treated in the very first delivery over mid-wicket by Louis for 6 runs. The very next ball has gone over the wicketkeeper's head, and probably the keeper should stand back a few more paces. So here is Ali as he comes up to bowl. The total 10 for no loss is on his way to bowl to Mikhail Louis, and loses his run. So there is a long on a long off. There's also a man out on the cover boundary, one out on the forward square as well. Here is Fahan Ali as he comes up now to bowl to Louis, who has 6 runs, a total 10 for no loss. Passing by Stapleton now is Fahan Ali, and bowls another short delivery, one that curled back into the batsman, and a good take from Raphael Baptiste, skipping across to his left, and there is no addition to the score. So Louis is a very tall man, and we've seen 2 short deliveries from Fahan Ali so far. In fact, 3. So it would be very nice if he can try and get this length a lot fuller. And let's see what the batsman's approach will be. 10 for no loss, replying to 75 made by the PHILIPSBURG Rhinos. So here is Fahan Ali as he gets warm, comes up to bowl to Louis. And Louis across the off stump, and looking to hit that ball high and hard. In the end, not making contact through to Baptiste once more. And Fahan Ali, just in his follow through, is asking for the ball. No doubt wants to make some eye contact with the batsman as well. And of course, Fahan Ali might have been a part of the USA team. Ali Khan, we know, is a very tough cricketer, plays for Trinidad Red Force. Here is Ali as he comes up to bowl to Louis once more. And Louis is back to a delivery, and when he driving, in fact, it's a slow delivery, and just raises the bat, allows it to go through to the keeper. And there is no additional run to the total. So a battle definitely on our hands here between Louis and, of course, Ali. Total 10 for no loss. And Louis has 6, 4 extras. And Kenroy David is yet to face a delivery. Target in the pursuit for victory is, 76 runs. And will there be some stutters in this, the Simpson the Pelicans approach? Ali is on his way now to bowl to Louis. And Louis gets a delivered. He whips off the pad out towards the fine leg area. Now turning for one. He's going to come back for the second. And in the end, he'll get home pretty easily. Farhan Ali is disappointed with that. There should have been only one. And as a result, the total has advanced by 2 now to 12 for no score. And of course, that's the end of the very first over. So the Simpson Pelicans are very much on the charge. They're 12 for no loss, replying to a total of 75 made earlier by the PHILIPSBURG Rhinos. So the battle continues. And who's going to pick up the attack from the commentary box then? It looks like Ram, the left arm spinner. And he'll be bowling to Kenroy David, who has had a prolific series locally, of course. The last weekend, I think he got, some 66 runs from about 18 balls. So one who hits the ball ferociously hard and strong through the extra cover area. And Ram would know him very well. But I think I might have opted to open the bowling with Bolan from Nevis. Of course, he's been a Leeward Islander for a number of years, has lost favor with the selectors this time around. I think he's been replaced by Warrington Phillip in the team. And I think it would have been a better choice than Ram. But let's wait and see exactly what is going to happen. So you have a man out on the backward square boundary. Mid-wicket has gone back as well. And there's also a long on and a man sleeping on the cover boundary. And then there's a very short third man, a man in the cover region. And the bowler and the wicketkeeper makes up the 9 players that are scheduled to participate in this match. The total 12 for no loss. And this the second over. So Ram is on his way to bowl to David. And David looks up and sees that Ram is very much with him. And he's driving up the line of the off, something in a portion of the bat found. Trickling the onside, he gets a single, which gets him off the mark. And brings down Akil Louis to half strike. And Louis is going to take his guard. Looks like a center stump guard from here. And so far he has 8 runs. And is going to receive from Ram as he goes between the umpire and the stumps around the wicket to bowl to Louis. Louis is pushing back to the bowler, who knocks it down and then throws it back to the wicketkeeper, who is telling him, well, just calm down yourself a bit, because had that ball gone over the keeper's head, would have been on its way down to the boundary with no protection there. And the batsman Louis looks up and sees that Ram is on his way to bowl to him once more. The total 13 for no loss. Outside the line of the off, some Louis extra cover driving out to the man on the boundary is going to come back for the second. In fact, has changed the mind on that second run. So Louis goes to 9 and the total advances by 1 to 14 for no loss. And this the second over. So just to remind, they need a total of 76 runs for victory from a mere, I would say, 9.5 overs. So here is Kenroy David driving the ball back over the bowler's head. Is going to come down to the boundary. They're going to come back for the second. Will there be a chance of a run out? In fact, there is not. And the batsman settles for 2. So Kenroy David goes by 2 now to 3. And the total advances by those 2 runs to 16 for no loss. And this is second over. So we've lost the sunshine somewhat, with the day hours a lot shorter than they normally be. Here is Ram as he goes in now to bowl to Kenroy David. And David is swinging this out to the boundary behind square in the onside. And that's gone away for 4 runs. So he has now gone to 7. And the total to 20 for no loss. And probably would show in Peter Zakim Charles, Kadim Phillip yet to come. Represents a very deep batting lineup by the Simpson Bay Pelicans. Of course, pelican being the national bird of St. Maarten, the brown pelican. So they would want to represent that well. Here is Ram as he comes in out to bowl to David once more, and he's driving over the top of extra cover. That's gone a long way for 6 runs, and over the top for 6, which takes his total now to 13. 13 is Kenroy David, and the total has advanced nicely with that boundary up to 26 for no loss. So they're very much on the way. 26 after some 2 overs, needing 76 runs from, I would say, 9.5 overs.
Thanks a lot, Keith. So 26 without loss. They seem to be looking to romp the victory. Another good start here. And as Keith was saying earlier on, we think the sun is actually setting pretty quickly here at the moment. And will we get through all the overs? I think we should, Keith. They're leaving nothing to chance, though, the Pelicans. They're looking to see if they can race the victory as quickly as possible. And at the moment, So Qureshi at the moment, there's some discussion. Of course, the umpires are looking to change the ball. Qureshi has his hands on his hips. .26 without loss so far. 14 runs from in the first over, and Ali had Farhan Ali. So the Pelicans 26 without loss. Louis is on 9, David is on 13. We haven't seen the spin of Qureshi just yet. We're going to see Kenan Lewis from the far end. No, it's already be a no? This delay is taking too long. The light is fading and the umpires are not taking control of the game. They need to take control of the game. They need to be aware that the light is fading, and let's get the game on. The umpires are going to go into conference again, are they? Kenan Lewis wants the ball changed. Well, okay. Thank you, Keith. So what happened is the ball that was struck for 6 is now back on the playing area. Lewis bowls, and this is pushed away on the offside. Chance to effect a run out. There's no one by the stumps to collect the ball, and they get an extra run. So 2 more. Louis goes on to 13. It brings David on to strike, 28 without loss. So just 1 delivery going in over number 3. So they're taking the time about their business here, the Rhinos. It's a slow delivery, good delivery there. And Louis was through the shot before the ball came on to him. So actually what you are seeing on your from our feed, that's not the situation with the lights out here. The natural light is a lot gloomier, a lot darker than what you're seeing on our stream. This time they're going to go back for 2 on the misfield. And that takes the score now on to 30 without loss. Louis on 13 and David is on 13 as well. It's Kinan Lewis, and he is threatening the man card. The non-striker, Louis, gives him the warning, goes back. One remembers the first time that that became prominent was because of the actions of Vinu Mankad, the former India all-rounder, decades ago. This time, this is whipped away. Could this be a wicket? Yes, it is. So the first wicket falls, and that is Louis leaving the arena for 13. It's now 30 for 1. $30 for 1 now, the Pelicans. Will that dismissal slow the scoring rate? Looking now, they've got a crack in the door. They need to prise open the door wider now. Sean Peters is the man going in now, and if he gets off, this match could be over in a matter of minutes. Takes his guard, looks around, does some stretching exercises. If he gets going, it's going to spell trouble for the Pelicans. The Rhinos. Outside the off, he drives. That takes the outside edge down to third man, and they get 1. So 1 more to the total. It's 31 for 1. Cricket, lovely cricket in St. Maarten yet again. This is the 3rd major tournament we've seen this year. Outside the off-stump, this is driven away over cover. And a wonderful bit of fielding down there. The fielder was not able to effect the catch. But what he did was to parry the ball back into the field of play. And he cuts it down to just a single. So Peters is on 1. In fact, Peters is on 1, and David is on 14. So it's the end of the over, and I think we're going to see Qureshi coming into ball.
Thank you very much. The total 32 for the loss of 1 wicket. Louis was caught by Burton on the long on boundary of Kinal Lewis for, I think, some 9 runs. So he promised a lot more than he actually delivered. And as I speak, Kenroy David is doing a bit of gardening as the fielders rotate and goes to the various positions. So there is a forward square, a man going out on the mid-wicket boundary in Brown, who made a good effort of that catch a while ago, but Indian just could not have held on, realizing he was losing his balance, just knocked it back into the field of play. There is also a long on, and a man sweeping on the cover boundary. Zishan Qureshi will pick up the attack from the commentary box end, and he'll be bowling to Kenroy David, who has looked very good so far for his 14, and the total so far 32 for the loss of 1, and fading light here at the Carib number ballpark. Here is Qureshi as he goes into bowl to Kenroy David, who is attempting a sweep shot. Wide signal by the umpire, acknowledged by our scorers. The total advances by 1 out to 30. Is it 33 for the loss of 1? And the keeper, realizing that he left his helmet on the field in the last over, has now called for it and has gotten it on. So Zishan Qureshi is the captain of this team, and he would want to lead from the front. To do so, you'll have to get a wicket or 2 here. And Kenroy David is the captain of the Simpson Bay Pelicans, and looks up and sees that Qureshi is on his way to bowl to him. So far, David has scored 14 runs, gets a full toss that he hits. Will this be out caught? In fact, it's gone over the boundary for 6 runs. So 6 more runs to Kenroy David, and I don't think, in fact, 4 runs now confirmed by an umpire. You cannot bowl those sort of loose deliveries, and when he really mills it, it normally total will advance by 37 for the loss of 1. That is, of course, the Simpson Bay Pelicans replying to the PHILIPSBURG Rhinos. Total of 75. So Kenroy David will need to continue. And Zishan Qureshi to the top of his mark, sporting number 22 on his back. His back pushes it out towards cover. Will be, in fact, they're turning for the second. Good support so far from Sherwin Peters, and of course Kenroy David gets 2 more runs. Just take the total now to 39. Back in his youthful days, he was a track and field athlete. I remember the Carib games that was held sometime back in Martinique, and when I called on my son Casey to let's sit and have a look at Kenroy David's performance, he was way in the back of the line, Vinod. Here is he now as he steers the ball down to the third man region. We'll get at least 1, and that 1 is all it will be. The total advances by 1 to 40 for no loss, and this the 4th over, and after this it would be another 6 overs. So they will need to keep the pressure on the gas pedal. Is the PHILIPSBURG Rhinos, of course, the Simpson Bay Pelicans are very much large and in charge so far, and would want that to continue. Peters is on his way to receive his first delivery from Zishan Qureshi. As he goes away from us now, from this commentary box into bowl to Peters. Peters gets a delivery that he swings at. The ball has gone into the onside, and the keeper just trickles back and does the fielding. Bad delivery has gone unpunished from Peters, and Qureshi, losing his line, would need to keep the ball outside the line of the off stump a lot more. But instead, that ball was angled down the onside and showing into the sweep shot, making no contact. The total 41 for the loss of 1. And this the 4th over. Here is Qureshi as he goes into bowl to David outside the off stump, and he goes back and looks to David out towards the backward point region. Had he done so, just might have found the boundary, and I think third man is very short and backward. The man out on the square cover boundary, but that was not to be. And David goes back into his stance. He has 21, and he'll be facing Zishan Qureshi once more. Off the back for the outside edge, found down to the third man boundary. This is going to go away for 4 runs. Burton gives up the chase. In fact, Ram gives up the chase as the ball crosses the boundary now for 4 runs. A shot in the dark, nevertheless, but the desired result has been found. And of course, David advances by that 4 to 25, and the total to 45 for the loss of 1 after some 4 overs. So some refreshment has been taken on the field for Kenroy David and Sherwin Peters. So they are doing a bit of, getting their apparel fix. Peters and David has been 2 of the leading batsmen so far in the domestic league here. Akeem Charles has scored the most runs. I think the last weekend he got 100. And he would be fancying his chances of getting a bat. But the 2 batters in the middle would say, well, we are here. And often than not, we would want to finish the job, and doesn't leave it up to any other batsman. So with a bit of glove love from Kenroy David and of course Sherwin Peters, they have now gone to the respective creases. And Kenal Lewis, who has so far bowled just 1 over and conceded some 6 runs with a wicket, he will be on his way to bowl to Sherwin Peters. So the runs are being scored at some 11.25 runs and over, and the required rate is 5.17. And Sean Peters looks up and sees that Lewis is very much on his way. And here is he now as he gets a shot delivered and he crashes out to the man on the cover boundary. And he'll get at least one. Will there be a second? In fact, there is coming for the second run. And good running so far, Peters and Chuck. And they have completed the second run. And the total has advanced now by 2 to 47 for the loss of 1. And this the 5th over. And can they reach to that required target of 76 runs for victory without losing, without any further loss? Here is another good delivery from Kenan Lewis, who bowls the ball, and Peters just defending it in the offside, where Lewis does his own fielding. The total remains on 47 for the loss of Mikhail Louis, who was caught down on the long on boundary by Burton off Lewis for 9. Since then, these two has gotten together and has taken the total to 47 for no further loss. Lewis turns in the distance as he comes up now to bowl to Peters. And Peters is driving. Will the catch be taken? Qureshi is running back. I don't think he will get onto it, but batsman will cross for the second run. And Peters gets 2 more runs, which takes the score now to 49 for the loss of 1. Peters clearly looking to go over the top of extra cover. There's a yawning gap between cover and the long off, and normally he's strong through that area. But in the end, the ball peeling off a top portion of the bat and has gone over the head of Zishan Qureshi, who tried valiantly to make a catch of it, but in the end couldn't. And the 2 runs added to the total. The score, 49 for the loss of 1. Lewis bowling to Peters, who's off the front foot and strokes it out towards the man coming off the cover boundary. And good fielding down there from Brown. Of course, he's just been back from the Leeward Islands tournament, represented Nevis fairly well, got some good scores. And he prevented the ball from going beyond him. The total 51 for the loss of 1. So the 54. The Simpson Bay Pelicans has come. Kenroy David has 25. He has taken 2 wickets. Lewis bowled to Kenroy David, who's driving very hard and straight down to the boundary for 4. Now that's a classic shot. And it doesn't get any better than that when you hit it as straight as he did. And that's 4 good looking runs to Kenroy David. And they represented the Leeward Islands on the 19 team. And had some good performances when he played. And I think it's only a matter of not being given the opportunity to even push on further for the Leewards. But since then, he has came back home, has been playing domestic cricket ever since then. But he's clearly one player who I thought could have achieved a bit more had he's been given that opportunity. Total 51 for the loss of 1. And he has gone now to 29. We're in the course of the 5th over. And of course, the current run rate is 11.17. So required rate is just 4.26 runs and over from here. And Kenroy David, after getting 29, he had 2 wickets when he bowled. And I think he took 2 for 14. So bowling a maiden in his second over. Looks up and sees that Lewis is very much on his way with him. He's driving through the covers, and will Brown come across and stops it? He does. But in the meantime, the batsman crosses for another single, which gives David his 30th run. And the total has advanced now by 1 to 55 for the loss of 1 after 5 overs. And that's the latest score here in the Carib Lumberground Ballpark between the Philipsburg Rhinos and, of course, the Simpson Bay Pelicans. So Vinod is probably busy on his laptop. I hope it's not a message of mischief that he's sending to anyone. And we'll have to get back to that as soon as he's quite ready. But this match so far has been a good one. The total 55 for the loss of 1. And David so far has batted very well. He's led from the front as a captain of this Simpson Bay Pelicans team. And Peters, Peters has 7 runs? So Peters is 7, David is 30. And so far it looks as though Nelson Boland from the Nevis is going to come into bowl to Kenroy David. So they would have played youth cricket together. And I think Nelson Boland represented the West Indies on the 19 team. That's way back when. And he is here now with the ball in his hand. Also represented the Leeward senior team. And he's going to go and bowl right arm over the wicket to Kenroy David, who's already in his stance. The total 55 for the loss of 1. Bowler's on his way to bowl to David. Off the back foot, crashes it out towards the backward point region. And I don't think the man will get onto that ball. Good placement from Kenroy David. And the ball is fed away into the backward point boundary for 4 runs, which takes the score now to 59 for the loss of 1. David has gone to 34 and continues to bat well. We have lost the sunshine here at the Carib Ballpark, and we know that the sun sets pretty early at this stage of the year, and we're getting close to the Christmas season, and the light will be like this at least going into January. Here is Bolan, right arm over the wicket to bowl to Kenroy David. And David gets another delivery that he crashes over the top of cover. Will he be out caught? In fact, the ball has gone into the boundary for 6 runs. So that's a forceful shot played by Kenroy David. And he just got on the back foot and wait for the ball to come. And as it got there, really struck it with ultimate disdain over the top of extra cover for 6 runs, which takes the total now to 65 for the loss of 1. He's gone to 40 fairly quickly. And the total 65 for the loss of 1. So it has been a good batting performance from Kenroy David. And looks up and sees that Bolan is on his way, and Bolan will be very mindful not to be reminded of the previous shot. Here is David Oxalan of the off stump, and looking to dab the ball some square of the wicket in the offside. In the end, not making contact through to the gloves of Baptiste, who did not collect cleanly, and the total is kept on 65 for the loss of 1. David has 40. And of course, Peters has given him good support so far. 7 runs, a batsman out. Mikhail Louis caught by Burton on the long on boundary for 9. And here is Bolan as he bowls right arm over the wicket to Kenroy David once more. And David is attempting to whip the ball of pad in the offside. The ball ricocheted in the offside, but in the meantime, the batsman has crossed for a single. And David guilty of not really making proper contact. Had he done so, might have split the gap between backward square and mid wicket for 4, but that was not to be. Shawan Peters comes down to half strike. The total 66 for the loss of 1. The batsman out Louis, so he would be saying, well, I've missed out on another opportunity here on a very good batting track. We've seen the ball when Spartans bowl some fairly quick deliveries from Peters, and then of course Kenroy David. Bolan is on his way now to bowl to Peters, who gets the delivery, which he walks up the pad in the onside, and they should be coming for the second. In fact, they will, as Qureshi comes up the long on boundary, cannot prevent the second, and the total advanced by 2 now to 68 for the loss of 1. And the Kenroy David has scored 40 runs so far. Peters has scored 9, and before this, Bolan 5 deliveries, 12 runs scored. Is on his way now to bowl to Peters, and Peters is attempting to whip the ball off the pad in the onside, not making contact. Umpire signals wide, acknowledged by our scorers, and total 68 for the loss of 1. .69 for the loss of 1. Here is Bolan as he goes into bowl to Peters once more, and Peters gets it delivered and he cuts at the ball, making some height, much more height than Peters anticipated, through to the gloves of Baptiste, who did not collect cleanly, and brings up the end of the 7th over. And at the end of 7, the total 69 for the loss of 1, and a very good start so far by the Simpson Bay Pelicans.
He tossed well. It seems to very soon will be a very good finish as well. 69 for 1, so it's a small matter of just 6 runs needed, 7 runs, because they're chasing 76, 70, and they are currently 69 for 1. 7 to win in 4 overs, and you would even trust Adam Stanford to get that runs for you. At the moment, Peters is on 9. Kenroy David has been brilliant with his 40, the captain of this team, and it has grown very dark here. So it's very dark. It's a happy time for Keith Carty. He likes to come out in the dark. So it's a very happy time for him. He's getting jolly. Let's see. Farhan Ali. Nothing short of a miracle needed. So David is on strike. He'll want to be there at the end. He'll want to take his team home in their first MAQ Cricket 59 game. This is driven away through the covers. Runs here for him. He take 1, and that's all he's going to get. So the score is now 70 for 1. It's now coming down to 5:30 here in the afternoon. So it's safe to say, Keith, as you rightfully mentioned, Christmas time is around the corner. And it's going to get dark pretty soon. Come back here in January, February, and we can play until 6:30. But for now, the light has really faded. It's going to be difficult to face Farhan Ali. Yeah, he is now to Showen Peters, and that's a booming bouncer. That's a huge wide. Signal by the umpire. You would have needed a step ladder to get to that. And the score at the moment is 21 for 1. And 41 to David. Showen Peters is on 9. He's on strike. So further delay. Farhan Ali is taking his time to get back to his mark. Turns, settles. A hop, skip, and a jump. Here he is, wide of the crease now. He bowls, and this time this takes the top edge. It's coming down to third man. 1 bounce, 2 bounces. So they get 1. Peters goes into double figures now. He is on 10. And the score is 72 for 1. Yep. 4 runs to get. Peters taps at the crease and waits. And this time he drives, arched his back backwards. He could fall, and yes, he's out caught. So Farhan strikes. Peters goes for 40. David goes for 41, and the score is now 72 for 2. And on that occasion, he did transfer his weight nicely into the shot. He's actually trying on his way back to the crease, but Keith, I think he would have done enough to take his team to victory.
I think that the damage is already done by Kenroy David. Very well played, 41. But in the end, he was caught by Nathaniel coming off the long off boundary to a slower delivery from what's the bowler name again? For Ali Khan, of course, he's an experienced campaigner. Farhan Ali, sorry. And Kenroy David now goes into the players' pavilion as Akeem Charles makes his way in the middle. So just another 4 more runs required for victory. And I think that the Simpson Bay Pelicans have really represented themselves very well. Showen Peters is a batsman on strike who's somewhat out of touch in this inning so far. We've seen him some 10 runs, and normally he's a much more fluent player than that. But he has the opportunity of probably winning this match for the Simpson Bay Pelicans this afternoon. So here is Farhan Ali as he comes up now to bowl to Peters, and Peters gets it delivered like the pole. Will another catch be taken? We'll have to wait and see. After boundary comes Kenal Lewis, but in the end just could not have gotten there. 1 more run to Peters, and also 1 more to the total, which takes it now to 73 for the loss of 2. The batsman out so far, Louis, who was caught by Burton out on the long on boundary of Lewis for 9, and Kenroy David caught by Nathaniel down on the long off boundary of the bowling of Ali for a well played 41. So after picking up 2 wickets for 14 runs and now 41 runs with the bat, I think he will be very much in contention for man of the match so far. So Ali is going to bowl left arm around the wicket. He has a very long run as he comes into bowl to Akeem Charles. And probably is no doubt a rhythm bowler. He would need that long run up to really propel the delivery down the 22 yards to the batsman. And Akeem Charles looks around and sees that there is a forward square. There's a man back on the fine leg boundary as well. There's also a long off, long on, and a man sweeping on the cover boundary. Ali comes in, skips and jumps, and then bowls to Akeem Charles. Akeem Charles opens the face of the bat and stares it down to the third man area. And by the look of things, that's gone into the boundary for 4 runs. And I think that's the end of the match, isn't it? So that's the end of the match. Victory to the Simpson Bay Pelicans. They have defeated the Philipsburg Rhinos, and congratulations to them. So we've had a brilliant day of cricket so far, and I can dare say that come Sunday afternoon, looking at the crowd we have here on this Friday afternoon, tomorrow and Sunday promises to be another bumper crowd.
Yes, tomorrow and Sunday. Tomorrow we have 4 games on the cuff. And then on the Sunday, we have the business end of the tournament with the 2 semi-finals and the finals. So congratulations on the opening day of MAQ Cricket 59. Congratulations to the Dutch Quarter Eagles, who won their encounter. And also, they won against the MARIGOT Tigers. And congratulations to the SIMPSON Pelicans, who defeated the Rhinos here in the second match. I want to thank Keith Carty for accompanying me here today in the commentary, and also on behalf of all of the crew here, Sophie and Kamar, and the rest of the crew. It's a good evening, good night. Be safe and continue to watch MAQ TV.